One, in an adult training program on exhaust systems, which instructional approach best aligns with adult learning principles. A, memorization of exhaust component definitions. B, problem-based analysis of real exhaust failure cases. C, passive lecture with slides only. D, repetitive drills without context. 2. When evaluating competency in exhaust system diagnostics, which assessment method is most valid? A, multiple choice test only. Observation of live diagnostic procedures. C, attendance tracking. D, self-reported confidence survey. 3. While developing a curriculum on exhaust emissions control, which sequencing strategy is most effective? A, teaching advanced diagnostics before fundamentals. B, random topic order to encourage exploration. C, progressing from exhaust theory to hands-on testing. D, focusing only on regulatory content first. 4. A mentor coaching a trainee on exhaust leak detection should primarily emphasize A, speed over accuracy. B, trial and error without guidance. C, systematic inspection and reasoning. D, copying previous repair notes. 5. Which communication strategy best supports adult learners during exhaust system training? A, using technical jargon exclusively. B, providing clear explanations tied to real-world applications. C, limiting questions to save time. D, correcting mistakes publicly. 6. In evaluating an exhaust training program's effectiveness, which metric is most meaningful? A, number of slides presented. B, trainee satisfaction only. C, post-training performance improvements. D, length of the training session. 7. Regulatory compliance training for exhaust emissions should prioritize A, memorizing regulation numbers. B, understanding the intent behind emissions laws. C, ignoring local regulations. D, teaching outdated standards. 8. When mentoring adults on catalytic converter diagnostics, which approach is most effective? Directing every step without explanation. B, encouraging independent troubleshooting with feedback. C, allowing unsafe practices. D, avoiding questions. 9. Which curriculum element best integrates theory and practice for exhaust systems? A, separate theory and lab courses with no overlap. B, hands-on labs immediately following theoretical lessons. C, theory-only modules. D, practice without explanation. 10. In adult education, why is prior experience important when teaching exhaust repair? A, it distracts learners. B, it slows training. C, it provides a foundation for new knowledge. D, it should be ignored. 11. Which evaluation method best assesses long-term retention of exhaust system knowledge? A, immediate post-test only. B, follow-up performance evaluations months later. C, attendance records. D, trainer intuition. 12. A curriculum developer designing an exhaust systems course should first conduct A, equipment purchasing. B, a needs assessment. C, marketing activities. D, certification testing. 13. During mentoring, how should errors in exhaust diagnostics be addressed? A, ignored completely. B, used as learning opportunities. C, penalized harshly. D, discussed without correction. 14. Which instructional material best supports diverse adult learners studying exhaust systems? A, single format textbook. B, multimedia resources with diagrams and videos. C, audio-only lectures. D, unstructured notes. 15. To ensure compliance with environmental regulations, exhaust training should include A, only manufacturer guidelines. B, case studies of regulatory violations. C, personal opinions. D, non-regulated scenarios. 16. Which feedback method is most effective when coaching exhaust inspection skills? A. Delayed annual feedback. B. Immediate specific feedback during practice. C. General praise without details. D. Written warnings only. 17. In adult learning, why is relevance critical when teaching exhaust emission testing? A. Adults prefer abstract concepts. B. Relevance increases motivation and engagement. C. It reduces technical accuracy. D. It shortens training time. 18. When assessing exhaust system troubleshooting skills, which tool is most appropriate? A. Written essay only. B. Simulation or live vehicle assessment. C. True-false quiz. D. Attendance checklist. 19. A mentor encouraging reflective practice in exhaust diagnostics should ask learners to A. Memorize procedures. Analyze their diagnostic decisions. C. Avoid discussing mistakes. D. Repeat tasks without reflection. 20. Which curriculum development model best supports continuous improvement in exhaust training? A. Linear model with no revision. B. Cyclical model with feedback loops. C. One-time delivery model. D. Instructor-centered model only. 21. Effective communication about exhaust safety hazards requires A. Minimizing risk descriptions. B. Clear, direct language and demonstrations. C. Assuming prior knowledge. D. Using warnings only in manuals. 22. Which regulatory topic is most critical in an exhaust systems course? A. Fuel economy myths. B. Emissions standards and compliance testing. C. Marketing strategies. D. Vehicle sales laws. 23. In mentoring adults, autonomy in learning exhaust diagnostics is supported by A. Strictly controlled tasks. B. Allowing choice in problem-solving approaches. C. Limiting access to tools. D. Discouraging questions. 24. Which evaluation approach best identifies gaps in exhaust system training? A. Trainer self-review only. B. Learner performance data analysis. C. Course length comparison. D. Budget review. 25. Adult learners benefit most from exhaust training scenarios that are A. Hypothetical and unrelated. B. Realistic and job relevant. C. Overly simplified. D. Entertainment focused. 26. When teaching exhaust noise diagnostics, which method enhances skill transfer? A. Watching videos only. B. Practicing on varied vehicle models. C. Reading regulations only. D. Memorizing sound descriptions. 27. A compliant exhaust training curriculum should be updated primarily when A. New instructors are hired. B. Regulations or technologies change. C. Enrollment increases. D. Budgets decrease. 28. Which mentoring behavior builds confidence in exhaust system trainees? A. Public criticism. B. Supportive guidance and encouragement. C. Ignoring progress. D. Excessive control. 29. To evaluate instructional effectiveness in exhaust training, which question is most important? A. Did trainees enjoy the class? B. Did trainees improve their diagnostic accuracy? C. Was the schedule followed? D. Were all slides covered? 30. Adult learning theory suggests exhaust training should be A. Instructor-dominated. B. Learner-centered and experiential. C. Entirely self-study. D. Examination-focused only. 31. Which communication technique best clarifies complex exhaust flow concepts? A. Long verbal explanations only. Visual diagrams and analogies. C. Avoiding questions. D. Using formulas without context. 32. In regulatory compliance mentoring, why is documentation training important? A. It slows work. B. It supports audits and legal accountability. C. It replaces technical skills. D. It's optional. 33. A comprehensive evaluation of an exhaust training program should include A. Only final exam scores, B. Learner feedback, performance data, and compliance outcomes, C. Instructor opinions only, D. Equipment inventory reviews. 34. When designing an advanced exhaust systems workshop for experienced technicians, which adult learning strategy is most appropriate? A. Repeating introductory exhaust definitions, B. Facilitating peer-led case discussions on complex failures, C. Eliminating hands-on activities, D. Focusing only on written examinations. 35. Which evaluation approach best measures whether exhaust training aligns with regulatory compliance requirements? A. Comparing training duration to industry averages, B. Auditing learner work against current emissions regulations, C. Reviewing instructor credentials only, D. Measuring classroom attendance rates. 36. In curriculum development for exhaust after-treatment systems, which factors should most influence content depth? A. Instructor preference, B. Available training time only, C. Learner job roles and responsibilities, D. Equipment brand popularity. 37. Effective mentoring in exhaust system diagnostics requires mentors to primarily model speed-focused repairs, B. Compliance shortcuts, C. Ethical decision-making and best practices, D. Minimal documentation habits. 38. Which communication practice best supports adult learners when explaining changes in exhaust emission regulations? A. Reading regulations verbatim, B. Summarizing changes with practical impact examples, C. Avoiding discussion of penalties, D. Sharing unverified interpretations,